Hey, welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. with us. I'm with Tarpe Jr. and the Washington Wizards for their second night in a row. Took care of business against the Indiana Pacers. This one a little bit more lopsided than last night. Alondas Williams with a huge night, 25 points, 10 rebound, double-double, as he led the Wizards bench, and a 131-118 win over the Pacers. And the reason I put the Wizards bench in the title, Cardell, I'm going to pass it over to you. You said how many points did they have this evening?
84 points in the paint, man. 84. They outscored the Pacers 84 bench points, 63. That second half, they just punished the Pacers. They outscored them 74 to 50. 74 to 50 in the second half, man. Obviously Alondas Williams, career night, G League guy, up and down, but mainly a G League guy. Double-double, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 of 11. Just goes to show you how real the NBA is. Guy kind of trying to find a home and stick can come in and give you those numbers, man. And that's what makes the league so tough to make it and stick. You know what I mean? It's, talent is talent. It's just the know-how and figuring out your role. And he got opportunity. Last night you could tell he was kind of nervous. Making a little minor mistakes here and there. He made up for it today. You know what I'm saying? And in a major way, man. But yeah, the reserves carried them tonight. They got most of the minutes. Sharif Cooper keeps showing signs of maybe he should be considered to stay in the league or whatever like that. If not with this team, with somebody else. 18 and 5 assists, 8 of 11. Just consummate point guard. Will Riley always there, Anthony Gilbert, they always producing. You know what I mean? Trey Johnson had an efficient night. Boop, he had it going last night, continued it today. 14 points, 8 rebounds in 20 minutes, and 7 to 12. But it was a long this night, man. And Jameer Watkins probably got to play of the game with that dunk over Michael Porter. They pretty much sealed the deal.
That was the exclamation on the period of the win. That was crazy. And we're sitting here, where we sitting at 107 tonight. So sitting right here watching him catch the ball. You watch the ball come off the rim. I was like, oh, is he going to punch on him? Because you saw him catch it and start to gather. I was like, oh, okay, he is. Still, it was a hell of a play. And shout out to the folks that are still here. The people that the members of the crowd that were still here. They loved that. They went crazy also when I think it was more above shoulder when he knocked Taylon Peter down. They lost their mind off that. They had a couple big moments tonight. A couple of Alondas. I think one of the lobs Cooper threw to Alondas. They went nuts over too. Yeah, the second of the two.
And then Bub, he had he had to step back, little nudge. It wasn't much, a little nudge. But my man, I don't know what shoes he had on, man. The grip, it ain't grip.
Came smooth out of him.
He was moonwalking, and he was moonwalking. He wasn't moonwalking. So then he touched earth. Bub hit the jumper. It's on a career highlight, man. So it was just one of those nights where everything was just clicking on the Wizards, man. They had fun. They, especially when they mounted their comeback, and they got it done. And you just see some hungry guys out there. Kadari Richmond, 7 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. You just see a bunch of hungry guys getting the opportunity, trying to give it everything they got, to stick in the league. If it's not with the Wizards, with somebody, I keep going back to that. And that's how you're supposed to play, man. You just leave it all out there, and what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. And you can move forward with no regret, man. But if you go out there not prepared, half-assed and stuff like that, then down the line you can be like, damn, you gonna have some regret, man. But all in all, good night, especially in the second half. Honestly, the second quarter on, but they gave up 41 in the second quarter. And typically, when they give up a 40-point quarter, they lose. But the Pacers are kind of in the same boat as the Wizards and other teams. We're not gonna get too much into that. Y'all that been following us, or y'all know what's going on. So it is what it is. We're not gonna go there. But we'll win Wizards.
I was about to say that this is the only petty savings. The Pacers wanted it more. That's all I got. Player of the game, Cardell.
Alondas, you gotta go to Alondas, man. Alondas, for sure.
He made it easy. It was an efficient 25 too. Like you said, I love the difference between last night, kind of getting his feet wet, getting comfortable. You saw him being a little bit extra passive at times. When when he's in the G, see more of what you saw tonight. That type of aggression, controlled aggression, and just love the game that he. I love the 10 rebounds too, especially considering Washington not having its normal rotation of bigs on the floor this evening. Xfactor.
um, you can just say the entire Wizards bench, man, but reserves. But um, I'll go with Sharif, man. Just him, setting the table up in the second half, orchestrating, um, making sure guys were in their right spots, just being the consummate point guard. And then when he had his opportunities to score and make plays, scoring wise, he was efficient. 8 of 11 made him play, made him pay, and little bit couple. 1 or 2 turnovers, I'm sure he would have liked back. I like to give a point guard 2 or 3 a game. You saw getting 4 and above, so all right, now reel this in, you know what I mean? Especially in 27 minutes. But, with the pace they playing and the different lineups they throwing in, it can be difficult balling all, man. His production is definitely the difference in the game as far as everybody involved. And, you saw what happened as the game went on. It kind of became a dunk contest.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I thought the turnovers is the only thing I think I could even slide him for tonight. Other than that, I thought he played a pretty clean floor game. I thought he did a good job getting folks the ball. Like when Alonda started to get going, he did the thing. During our time it was normal, but these days it's different. Finding a hot hand, making sure the person who was feeling it had the ball. Like I think it was a couple of trips late where it was like 2 possessions. Alonda hadn't touched it in a minute. Sharif probed a little bit, came out the other side, waited a little bit, and then hit Alonda for the wide open 3. Again, like he was feeling it, just those little moments. But like you said, I get it with the turnovers, but all in all, I thought it was a really good night for him, and he's starting to put consistent outings together. I think this might have been one of the higher ends on the scoring individually for him. But like you said, these guys are. I think that's what I've come to appreciate is I've been enjoying these games where the bench, some of the two-way guys, the G League guys, that get extended minutes because there's only one option for them: is you stay in the G or you come up here and hoop, so you can try to land somewhere. So I'm appreciative of those minutes for sure, and I'm sure it doesn't help the all-end goal of tanking to ensure the pick because that's another story for another day. But back-to-back wins to start off All-Star break is cool. I'm sure there'll be some streaks of the other kind as we wrap up. If we get through the next couple months. But I'll take these 2 wins tonight and see what it looks like come Sunday when they host the Hornets. So we'll check in with you guys then. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night and enjoy the win.